Now, we may be in a spot of economic bother at the moment. However, Rolls-Royce, Bentley and Aston Martin are all enjoying record sales, and all because of demand from China.
The thing is, though, that people with adenoids are saying in 5 years' time the Chinese are going to stop buying our cars and we will start buying theirs. In fact, if I had £1 for everyone who said, oh, soon you'll be driving a Chinese car, I'd be able to afford a Chinese car.
And to see if they have a point, Jeremy and I decided to pop over to Beijing and find out what all the fuss is about.
In 1977, there were 1 million cars in China. By 2008, there were 51 million. Now, there are 85 million. And every day, that number swells by 38,000. Somebody buys a new car in China every 2.3 seconds.
To keep up with demand, China's car factories are running at light speed. Last year, the whole of Europe combined produced 16.9 million vehicles. China, all on its own, produced 1.3 million more than that.
And it's not just Chinese companies that are cashing in on the boom.
Audi is now making long wheelbase versions of its cars specifically for sale in China and nowhere else, because in China, space in the back matters more than anything else.
China is now the world's second biggest oil consumer, taking more barrels per day than India and Japan combined.
By 2025, the road network will be big enough to cover the whole of the British Isles. All of it. Scottish Highlands, the lot. 20 times over.
So where did it all begin? Well, one of the first cars ever to be sold in China was this. The CA6410UA, better known to you and I as the Austin Maestro.
Actually, it's the back end of a Maestro, but the front end of a Montego, and it's powered by a Toyota engine.
The history behind this car, though, is even more complicated.
In 1998, a Chinese tobacco company bought the tooling for the Maestro and the Montego so they could be made in China. Now, in order to make them in China, they had to tell the authorities that they were building buses. This car, or I should say these cars, because this is a bit of a cut-and-shut job, these were terrible when they were being built in Britain. So imagine what they were like when they were being made using worn-out tools by a company that's the Chinese equivalent of Players number 6. It's just hopeless.
Pretty soon, though, various bright sparks in China started to think, why buy the rights to make cars we don't want when we can just copy the ones we do want?
The Chinese are very good at this sort of thing. I'm speaking to you now from behind a pair of fake Ray-Bans, wearing a fake Armani jacket, carrying a fake Louis Vuitton bag, in which we find a fake iPad and a fake iPhone. And if we consult my fake Omega, we see that it's 25 to 3, probably, which means it's time to pop into the fake Starbucks over there for a cup of fake coffee. It seems then that the expression copyright infringement doesn't translate terribly well into Mandarin.
All of which explains this. It looks like a BMW X5, but actually it's a blatant copy called the Xuanwan S-CEO HBJ6474Y. Then there's this, a copy of the Fiat Panda. And this, a copy of the Smart 4II. And this, a copy of the Daewoo Matiz.
Did you hear about the Lifan motorcycles? Lifan is a Chinese company. They make exact copies of small Honda motorcycles. But to make sure you don't notice, they changed the name on the tank.
To what?
Hongda. Hongda.
Hongda.
Hongda.
So on that basis then, is this Mini a Minging?
Well, the Mingy, it should be, yeah.
'Cause it is the most tragic-looking thing. It's like somebody
It's
has
awful.
described a Mini to someone on the telephone, all sent a really blurry fax.
Yeah.
Right, there we are. That's what it looks like.
It is very cheap, though.
How much is it?
£4,100.
That is cheap.
But this Toyota Aygo over here is only £3,500.
It's not an Aygo. That's an FO. That's what it's called, FO. I think that's a coded message to Toyota if Toyota ever decide to sue the fake makers.
But actually, do any of these people ever get taken to court?
Yeah, BMW sued the people making the X5 fake, and they lost.
Really?
Yeah, the Chinese government said, no, it doesn't look anything like an X5. We don't know what you're on about.
It's funny, I thought they looked really similar.
No, they don't.
Don't they not?
No.
That's just me.
No, it's just you.
All right, okay.